So on YouTube, it says I'm live. There we go. Okay, that's better. And no one's there. So I'm just going to talk to the people in Spaces. It is my birthday. It is my 66th year of living. And I'm having a good time. It's a hoot. And it is a pip. And, the thing about the birthday, and everyone goes, oh, this person's born around the same time as you. You two are so similar. I hear this a lot. Like, oh, of course. No wonder I like you. You're a Cancer or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's sweet. And then, like, Nelson Mandela has the same birthday as me. I don't think me and Nelson give off similar vibes. I think it's just so many people that we like to group in the people we think are similar and discard the others from the equation. Not that I want to discard Nelson Mandela. And I'm sure if I met the man, we would have something to talk about. Maybe there's an episode of Taxi he really liked, and we could bond on that front. My YouTube is back. I have sound. Everyone said, yes, happy birthday. Nell said happy birthday. Sean said good morning. Essence said sound. Yes, everyone can hear me. That's been established. Positively E said happy birthday. My 86 this year. We discovered culturally 66 is probably the best way to put it. 66 years of living and life and happiness. Actually, Nug texted me off my Nelson Mandela comment and said he, X-Pac, and Harrison Ford have the same birthday because they all have so much in common. And I've often always said that X-Pac is the Harrison Ford of pro wrestling. And I just did his show, and it was a sweet time to do X-Pac's show because we know each other a little bit outside of that one horrible run-in where he called me PJ and then wouldn't stop apologizing. And then we talked about it. We made amends. And then I brought up that I knew him years and years and years earlier, and we went on tour, and he had zero recollection of me, which hurt. It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt. I was happy he didn't. Do you ever think back oh my God, I knew this person back then, and it turns out they don't remember you, and you're like, thank God, because I was much more embarrassed of myself then. So that was great. Susie has a wonderful goldenrod tribute and said happy birthday, RJ City, and happy birthday to you. That is so sweet. Clarence said happy birthday. Glad you love my birthday gift. I didn't get it. The man of every hour on the hour. So just for that minute there, 9 o'clock to 9:01, that was me. And then it peters out. Now we're midway through. By 9:45, I'll be nobody. But then 10 again till 10:01. Aaron is using the appropriate emojis. Erin talked to me on Spaces last week. We sang a wonderful duet of Suddenly Seymour together, and she did a tremendous job. She has a lovely kayfabe food babe, I believe is her Instagram, where she cooks wrestling recipes. And you can go listen to us sing on my YouTube. It's so sweet. Brent Toby said, happy birthday, L'chaim, which is so sweet. And not something that people type. A lot of people say it. It's hard to type. Laura said, can you just sing us a song for your birthday? Okay, Gamer said, well, hi again. Well, hi again also as well to you. Susie said, hello, everybody. Have a nice Sunday, everyone. Austin said, happy birthday. Positively E said, in your bra. I don't know what that means. Matt Camp is here and said, hey, it's Jess Salman Duke. Salman Rushdie and Jess Salman Duke. Brett said, X-Pac, your nemesis. He's not my nemesis. I think we just had a real misunderstanding. Tucci is a nemesis. Speaking of former nemesis, Nemesi, David Arquette is here, who spent his Saturday at Circus Vargas and sent me pictures hanging out with clowns and 10 people. I don't want to say 10 people. That sounds derogatory. But it was a tent. Kimbo Grant said, happy birthday. Queen of the Ring said, happy birthday, RJ. Thank you, Queen. Do you have your coffee? I know you had it ready before. Did you get a press? What's the status? Matt said, I learned RJ is kind of in the dungeon training tree from that podcast. Matt, I will also tell you, one time, as I was a plucky youngster, I signed up for a Tyson Kidd seminar. And it was a blustery day in Canada. And I was the only one who showed up. Me and a guy who drove from Niagara Falls and had zero wrestling experience, had never been in a ring before. So for all intents and purposes, pretty much just me. Natty was on the outside. I believe she read. And me and Tyson rolled around for like 5 hours. And we have a friendship to this day. And he usually is very good at wishing me happy birthday. So I will be waiting for that also. That's a good episode of Untold. Nell said, David, the cult were talking yesterday and hoping you would be back today. He wouldn't miss this for anything. And it was also 3 years and a couple days ago that David and I first wrestled. And then as I left his house, I told him it was going to be my birthday soon. And he scrambled to get a cake, but he couldn't get one to him. Maddie said, now just from 9 to 9:01. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Rob said, damn, YouTube making me watch ads on my birthday. This shouldn't deter your commercialism. Sakaria Ward Clark, who I mispronounce her name constantly, sent a wonderful tangerine tribute saying happy birthday. And I am touched in a variety of ways. High Spots is listening. Hello, High Spots. Thank you for all you continue to do for the greater community. Queen is in there. Val, everybody. You can put me on in stereo, which is adorable. MJ Fury said, or maybe it's MJF Yuri. I'm not sure. I know I asked you, but what platform did you get your channel theme song from? I just like it so much. I think I got it from the YouTube audio library. Did a lot of searching for like casino, big band, fun, kitschy is a search word I use often. But you got to really look. Tom said, I already wished you a happy birthday in the failed stream, but we'll do it again so it's not swept away by technical failure. Technically, it was a failure, but thank you. Spotsman had coffee with PJ in his PJs. One letter difference, I would have been much more successful. Nail said, oh yeah, it's Rob's birthday too. Look at him pointing at himself. Where did I say, did I miss this? Oh yeah, Rob in New York. Now I understand who, okay. Sorry. Happy birthday to you, Rob. Thanks for spending it here for some god-awful reason. Sean has a birthday request to silly love songs. Okay, sure. Okay, hold on. Let me take a sip, and then I'll sing a good one for everyone. One of my favorites that was in my head this week, and I was like, well, why don't I ever sing this on the show? Okay. What do you get when you fall in love? The guy with the pin to burst your bubble. That's what you get for all your troubles. I'll never fall in love again. Oh, I'll never fall in love again. Whatever. What do you get when you kiss a girl? You get enough germs to catch pneumonia. After you do, she'll never phone you. I'll never fall in love again. Oh, I'll never fall in love again. Dun, 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 dun. Don't tell me what it's all about. Dun, dun, dun. 'Cause I've been there and I'm glad I'm out of those chains that bind you. That is why I'm here to remind you, what do you get when you fall in love? You only get lies and pain and sorrow. So for at least until tomorrow, I'll never fall in love again. Oh, I'll never fall in love again. There was a Burt Bacharach and a Hal David. And I think it is a silly love song. And I think they get too much credit for lyrics like that. Wonderful lyricist. I could have wrote that shit. Let's be honest. It's not even a hardcore, but it's those funny ones. It's got that kind of quality to it. Thank you, Sean, for being the vessel for that music. MJ Fury said, hello, everybody, and happy birthday. David has a wonderful tangerine tribute and used the sticker of a purple man, a fuchsia man, squeezing his own heart out of his chest, which is often how I feel sometimes. SM said, happy birthday to Mr. Nails in New York. Rob, I'll say, that's the important birthday now. Spot Center said, spectacular performance of David Arquette in Backyard Pro Wrestling Season 3 finale, which you can find on YouTube. I don't even know he's aware he did it. David said, happy birthday. Thank you. You can write the message in the sticker that you sent. You just killed two birds, but never mind. Neil said, how sweet was RJ on that podcast? Man, X-Pac there did have a little heart-to-heart. And I would like to know how he feels about it in hindsight. Leo said, have you ever seen Eight-Legged Freaks? I won't. David and I have talked about it. We've talked about me watching it. I'm not interested. I'm not in the mood. It's something conceptually that already puts me on edge. I would not, even though it's him, I would not be interested. I want to watch that. I haven't seen that movie with him and Stanley Tucci. That piece of shit. David, when you worked with Stanley Tucci, was he looking for Italy back then? Was he on the hunt? Queen said, I ordered a press yesterday. Should be here for next week's episode. Then maybe we can press together, Queen. Think about that. Gonna have a co-press. Talk about stereo. Kelly said, happy birthday. Aaron said, smash the like button for the birthday boy. I always assume when people say that their keyboard has one button that just says like. Remember like your grandparents had those phones that were just like 10 giant buttons and you'd have to like punch them on the wall? I think you need like a computer for old people that's just like and accept and escape. Just 3 big buttons they can hammer would be very nice. Brett said, Eight-Legged Freaks was absolutely snubbed at the Oscars. Fun fact, since I am David's historian, the original title of the film was Iraq Attack, A-R-R-A-C, like Iraq, arachnid, arachnophobia, Iraq Attack. As you could imagine, sounds a lot like Iraq Attack, and certainly with the war going on at the time, was not the best. Eight-Legged Freaks is a line that David threw out there improvised because you can't tie this guy down with a script. You can't tell this guy what to say. He speaks from here, not from your lines. He threw Eight-Legged Freaks out, and that became the title of the film. And he didn't get paid any more for coming up with the title. Should get a writing credit. Good negotiating. Rob said, I'm here to steal thunder. And, oh God, I've lost my place now. I'm here to steal thunder and chew bubblegum, and this bubblegum is taking me way longer to chew than I had anticipated. That's because you've got Big League Chew, the bubblegum that prevents you from kicking ass. That would be good. They should get me to. You ever buy boots from them? Who are you? High Spots? No, I have not. But I've looked at many of the tights as a young boy, and I said, there's a specific tight they sell on High Spots. It's got like silver lines. It's usually black with silver lines, either blue or red down the side. And like for some reason, like 50 wrestlers got them at once without knowing the other one. And then it was always like when they see each other, they wear the same dress to prom. And it was the best thing. But it's a delightful tight. I think I bought knee pads from there. But more than that, I enjoy their network. I'm on it in a variety of ways. And you should too. MJ said, can you put the band name in chat? Hal David and Burt Bacharach. Not going to spell it for you. Sean said, hi, David. How's clown life? That's a loaded question. You talking about the circus or just in life? Shanika said, good morning. Good morning. Happy birthday, too. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. What a nice little poem. And I am touched. Ben said, I'm drinking coffee out of your mug this morning. Everyone else should go buy one at prowrestlingtees.com/RJ City. I guess so. It makes the coffee taste extra classy as classy AF or classy AF. And I'm drinking out of an Epcot mug because I liked the Canada exhibit that's all Rocky Mountains and then a 40-minute movie narrated by Martin Short. That's what Canada is to me. Essen said, has he done the underwear spin yet? I got so distracted by the failed stream. Here we go. I'm wearing these ones. These are classics. And I thought to my birthday, I'm going to enjoy myself. Classic Calvins. They have there's a smoothness to them. It's not a satiny, but there's something going on there that's fun and nice. And I put them on and I say, I'm home again. I'm me again. Queen said, wow, a voice of an angel. You haven't heard me sing Burt Bacharach before, Queen. Positively, he said, pretend that's a clown nose. Maddie said, Rick Springfield, who? Yeah, eat your heart out, Rick Springfield. That's a reference for two people. My mom texted me and said, I'm the one who should be celebrated today. I did all the work. And I didn't need a reminder of how I was actually born. I know people say birthday, but when you say born day, it's gross. You know? Also, special tip of the hat to my pediatrician, Dr. Aubrey Mays, who had taken care of me for a number of years. And Mom, if you could write back and let me know what the doctor who delivered me, who his name was. Positively, he loves Austin Powers. That's nice. Queen said, I'm highly sports entertained right now. Queen, you got to admit, this is very low on the sports end. So it's really just general entertainment. My mom said I weighed almost 9 pounds. Dr. Ludwig delivered me, and I weighed almost 9 pounds. Fat, great stuff. So, you know, get a hefty workout with me. If you knew a lot of reps, but if you did box jumps with me or something. NJ said, do you use your channel business email for collaboration too? No, because I don't like collaborating with people. Singh said, why does this song feel like it's from a commercial? I'm sure it's being used in a bunch. Positively E said, I think Random Task killed some people in real life. I would agree. Daniel said, happy birthday, Jude. I hope you don't wind up jaded. I'm sure I'll get emotional at some point in the afternoon. Chris said, happy birthday, RJ, with a goldenrod tribute. David said, bravo. Everyone's clapping. SM is crying. Brent said, can I hire you to sing that while I'm on a date with Elizabeth Hurley on a double-decker bus? I don't think that's what they sang. I think Burt Bacharach sang, what the world needs now. And speaking of, you know whose birthday was yesterday? This is where my head went. I was thinking of Burt Bacharach, who sang the song I just sang was Dionne Warwick. And then from Dionne Warwick, I went to Diane Carroll, whose birthday was yesterday, and she once pinched my ass. So I hope everyone's taking notes. Kiana said, I have to do 8 hours of driving, so hi, happy birthday. I love you, and please don't behave. Spoken like a sassy aunt. I love you back. Thank you for the wonderful tangerine tribute, and go get some for me, and tell him I sent you. Sean said, I totally meant Paul McCartney too, but that was just good, if not better. Paul McCartney's like, enough already. You know what I mean? I wish, you know how Johnny Cash got into like a more serious phase and like a little more quiet, picked his spots. Paul doesn't have that. It's too much energy. Needs to mellow. I think he's doing too much transcendental medication. Nails has a request. Happy birthday. I love everything about you. It's because you don't know that much. Can you sing happy birthday to Rob and yourself as Van Velzen? My wonderful alias, my wonderful character. I've been working on it. I've been workshopping it. It's been going well. It's been gaining a lot of traction. It was mentioned on Renee's podcast, Oral Sessions, and then it was mentioned on Jericho's podcast, which I believe is called Pleather Sessions. And people are loving Van Velzen. And what they love about him is that he's so original. You know, it came from me, and it's my little creation, and I love him. Okay, here's a little Van Velzen. I'm Van Velzen. Very good, very weird. This is for RJ and Rob Velzen. Oh, make sure you get a lot of direct deposit. I don't want to see any money. I don't want any cash in my hands. And I'm a big fan of Jay Leno. Yes. Happy birthday, Velzen, to you. Happy birthday, Velzen, to you. Happy birthday, Velzen, to you, Rob Velzen. Happy birthday, Velzen, to you, Velzen. And scene. So now I'm back to just like me being myself. Not so much the Van Velzen character. I mean, I love him. It's something I've been doing so much that I feel like I can just slip in and out of it, you know? It's so natural. Daniel said, hey, Arquette. Already we're off to a wrong. I came up with an idea for an off-Broadway production last week. You interested in the part of lead waiter? I could actually be a lead waiter on Broadway, you know, if I worked at one of the pizza places. It's certainly an option for me at this juncture. Neil said, look at all the birthday love. It's awesome. I bet he hates it. It is overwhelming. And because tomorrow it goes away. Neil said, we can't talk to spiders on his birthday. Thank you. Daniel said, where in the world is Stanley Tucci? Only in Italy. Ben said, I just smashed the like button for the birthday boy because I was told to, and I hope it's not your golf hand. You golf one-handed? You just swing the club? Daniel said, so what you're saying is, oh, Jesus. So what you're saying is, I totally lost it now. So what you're saying is, I'm so far behind. Reader's Digest, large print for social media. Yes, the boomer keyboard could make millions. This is how far I am. David said, is looking for Italy a euphemism? He was searching for something, not sure what, mainly to get rid of me. It's the follow-up series, Stanley Tucci Searching for Italy. It will be called Stanley Tucci Avoiding David Arquette, which I would love. We go all around the world, and you would follow him. You show up like a day later. Sean said, I love that story. I'll never see the movie, but I remember the trailer vividly from my childhood. Leo has a request, 60-second scene, a teacher doing a talk to a whole school, but he was crying before. It's obvious, and he keeps doing that weird post-cry breathing. Okay. The ski trip will go on as scheduled. Please make sure you bring your indoor shoes with you, because once we go skiing, we will get changed and then get right back on the bus and come back here. So please bring them with you. I will give you 5 minutes before the bus leaves, before we have to get on, to go into your cubby and get your sweatpants, your snow pants, and your indoor shoes. And please remember to bang the snow off your outdoor shoes, because I don't want it in the hallways. Thank you. And scene. I haven't been on a ski trip in a while. Mookie said, happy birthday to one of the best humans on the planet. That's bullshit, Mookie, and you know it. I've bought a small cake and eaten it. Delicious. Daniel spelled Baccarat correctly. Positive, he said you forgot Arachnaman Brad Armstrong from Jim Hurd's WCW, who I wonder what he's up to. I mean, Jim Hurd. I wonder what the trajectory of Jim Hurd was. Spot Center said, Bill Collier threw Matthew Justice off the balcony last night for Court Time Sports Center for IWC. How will you top that when you return? Stunts equal money. In my experience, that turns out not to be the case at all. But I actually once held that title, so I would like to come back and not challenge for it. Leo said, is Nathan Fielder a Canadian hero? Sure. I'm challenging the definition of hero. Positively, he said, what makes them classic? How old are they? I don't know what we're talking about now. Oh, the underwear? Couple years, but I like them. I've worn them a lot, notably. Neil said, thank you, Mama City. David said, yay, Mama, who, of course, David loves so much, for throwing me down the stairs. And that's part of all the work that she did, that she wants to be celebrated for. Positively, he said, we love Jimmy Hart. I'm sure Jimmy loves you back. Oh, we're still in my mom section. Queen said, the spin took some leg work, therefore it was a sport. Yeah, I know. Like to see some other guys try to come on spin here. They can't do it with the grace. Daniel said, I went to Epcot Center once. It was boring except for the hot women at the Norway exhibit. And they were just visiting. SM said, thank you to Mama City for giving the world the gift of RJ City. That feels like a burden to her. Andrew Calenzo said, I love your Hollywood Squared Circle and movie trailer videos. I've been binge watching them since finding them. Thank you. More to come. I can't remember what the next trailer is, but it is a doozy. Spot Center said, oh, I know what it is. And I believe Kathleen Turner is in it. Spot Center said, I was 10.2 pounds at birth, and I'll let you guess what the 0.2 was, because you shit yourself. If you guess a goiter, then never mind. Mookie said, you have an old soul. When was your soul born? Well, 66 years ago. I thought we talked about this. David said, happy birthday, RJ. Happy birthday, RJ B-Day, and thank you for throwing RJ down the stairs. Well, that was to my mother from David. Kiana said, my God. Lyle CK said, happy birthday, RJ. Thanks for the t-shirt, email, and screw everyone named Kyle. Lyle is such, the RC Cola of people named Kyle. You know what I mean? Most of it's there. Yet, an entirely different world. Lonzo said, happy day of birth. Is your full name Alonzo, or is it just you just ditched the A and went to Alonzo? Because I like it. Positively E said, you met Diane Carroll? Yes. We worked together on a movie called The Masked Saint. And I was in a wrestling outfit, and we were in the background of a scene. So we had to stand there and just like bullshit talk like that. Blah, blah, blah. And yeah, she said, oh, I like these tights. And then she gave me a little, and I said, thank you. Andrew Kramer said, hi, man. Today is also my birthday also. Listen, Andrew, you have the same technology I do. You have access to YouTube and obviously a computer that may or may not have a webcam. You can do this. You don't need to circumvent. You don't need to come through me. You can do this entirely on your own. David said, eat it, Kyle. Yeah, fuck Kyle. Leo said, where did it go? Oh, I've lost it now. Oh, Lord, I've lost the whole thing. Queen of the Ring said, slightly nice, slightly decent. Oh, we're very Van Velzen right now. Mookie said, enough of the workshop. That character needs its own sitcom. I think it's ready, baby. Jay said, I just finished watching Crimson Peak. And it's weird to watch this after a Tom Hiddleston, Jessica Chastain incest story. Anyway, happy birthday, RJ. But in many ways, as I tweeted yesterday, I feel like a hot ant. So maybe it's not so far off. SM said, guys, please consider donating to RJ's fundraiser on Instagram. There's a function. I have some fundraiser function on Instagram. I'm like, I might as well use it. Give these people, his Instagram people, my fucking money. Just do something with it. The B. Arthur Fund for the and residents for the Ali Forney Center, LGBTQ homeless youth. It's a residence, the whole thing. And if I raise $1,000, I got my name out on a medallion. They put it on a wall. $25,000, I get a fountain. So baby steps. Aaron said that Van Velzen guy's going to go far. Val said I can celebrate my birthday any day, which is so sweet. Pogro with a lovely Golden Run tribute. Happy birthday to me. Thank you. Nell said that was so good. The after cry. I've clearly cried before. Jim Hurd, said Chris, is probably somewhere ranting about kids these days. Pizza these days. Blumini is here. Good morning, all. Happy birthday, RJ. Hope your day is an awesome one. I'm doing the best I can, Meanie. And that's all. That's all we can do. And thank you for being a part of my life. Oh, see, I'm all emotional and weird now on my birthday. Figure it out. Mookie said, do you prefer Bill Cullen as a game show guest or host? Host. As a guest, he sucks. He offers nothing. Nails loves the new trailer reactions. Thank you. Daniel said, Meanie's going to make you a blue birthday cake. The main ingredient is love. He is a lovable fellow. Chris said, and a round of applause to Mama City to Eric. She's been congratulated enough. Queen said, we must start the Hot Ants Army. We have our own swords. We do have our own. I think mine was a rental. David said, get your own birthday, Kyle Lonzo, Stanley Cucci. Cucci. Stanley Cucci. No wonder he's so resentful. People must have said that in the schoolyard to him. You find Italy yet, Cucci? No, I'm still looking. Whoever is trying to siphon birthday wishes from RJ's channel. Oh, I was just talking about Stanley Tucci. Eric Roberts said my birthday is July 20th, and unfortunately, you're not the Eric Roberts I wanted to speak to. Neil said, do you have birthday plans? Yeah, I think I'm doing them now. Spotcenter said, 75 people in here. Do we have to social media distance? It's getting crowded. It's a real key party. Yolanda said, happy birthday, RJ. I will play a certain birthday song that requires you to shake your butt, and I will shake mine in your honor. Sometimes when you have no toilet paper, you're getting low, you have to give it a shake. So it can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. MJ said, how can people get into the AWA? And what's their contact number? Send me a VHS, and I will send it to Vern. Like the video, coward, said SM. It's his fucking birthday, for God's sakes. Neil said, we can rent swords? I know a guy. I know a lady. D said, happy birthday, RJ. Thank you. Let me give it a press. Oh, God. It's not going. I didn't secure the... Okay, there we go. A one-fingered press. Let me hug it, because I am feeling emotional. Eric said, God damn it, do you still like me, though? I have all the love for you. I guess. Dion Lopez said, not the Eric Roberts you wanted to talk to. Are you the Dion Lopez I wanted to talk to? I just spilled coffee on myself. Oh, that is rough. That is bare bones coffee. David said, speaking of key parties, have you heard of putting a pineapple on your porch is a thing, too? I've heard of that. Not an actual pineapple, but like a pineapple sculpture. I also heard white rocks, but there are a lot of white rocks. And I think this is I personally think that this pineapple white rock business was started by the orgy people as a way to just walk into people's houses and try to drum up business. Hey, show up at the front door like, hey, I saw you got the white rocks in your house. And like, what the fuck are you talking about? I didn't put them there. They're there from the people who had this house before me. And then they're like, oh, and they're like, well, are you interested? I think it's like a Jehovah's Witness kind of way for them to solicit business. Positively Issa, do you know a lady? Yes, I do. Yolanda said, ha, it has certainly increased my twerking skills. Dear Lord. Okay, let's talk to somebody in the spaces now. We're like halfway through. Let me pour this and then we'll talk. I don't know who to talk to. If anyone is in there and wants to speak, you can just okay, we have a request. Let me finish pouring. I've now poured it all over myself, but hold on. And we will now speak to a fellow aunt. Okay. Oh God, I spilled this everywhere. Sorry, everyone. Request. Do I accept it? Okay. Hold on. We'll talk to you. Hello? Oh, we're. Hello. And welcome, Queen. Everyone, welcome, Queen of the Ring, to the show.
Hello, everyone. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. What's going? Hey, what's your? There's a question. It's a fun question.
What's my real name?
Yeah, let's start there.
My real name is Alex.
But is that your full name? Like, not. I don't need the last name, but I mean, is that the full first name?
Oh, it's Alexandria. But I go by Alex. Yes.
And well, you don't even really go by Alex.
No, not really. Queen of the Ring.
How long have you been Queen of the Ring for?
3 years.
And you, at what was the point? Like, what was the turning point where you're like, goodbye, Alex, hello, Queen?
The turning point was when I Google searched it and I realized no other wrestling personality took it.
Right. There's a lot of Alexes.
Yeah.
And now you, if I met you at a wrestling show and we had no prior conversations, how would you introduce yourself?
To you, I would say I'm Alex.
Right. Because why? Now, why?
Sometimes I think it's a little pretentious to call myself Queen. I don't
Right.
like to be over the top with the whole royalty gimmick.
Right.
Because it's been done before.
Yeah, I don't think it's it's more of a name, certainly an emoji, but I wouldn't say you wear white gloves. No. David said, hello, Queen. What's your favorite David Arquette film?
I am a sucker for Scream. I recently just watched Ready to Rumble.
Yeah.
He is fantastic. I will say, everyone has brought up Eight-Legged Freaks. And I remember when that movie came out, there was this huge billboard in Times Square. And we would go down to Times Square with my family. My family would come from Puerto Rico and visit New York. And the billboard was there, and I was terrified. And I remember I started crying in the middle of Times Square because I have arachnophobia.
So do I. I can't even like a cartoon, like the suggestion of the shape will make me feel weird.
I can't even read the word. I can't even hear the word.
Yes.
Yeah,
I do really think like you should clear it. There should be some like a board of billboard approval people, like, because I know people are similarly afraid of snakes. So I would say like snakes and spiders, you can't do that. I mean, if you have one of those people on Maury who's afraid of cotton balls and cucumbers, like you're out of luck. Like fucking whatever. Like you're an anomaly. But I think arachnophobia, is enough.
Yeah. I just think that there should be a little bit more of a censor with it, right?
Yes.
It's just not. Yeah.
But
there's a spider in the new Space Jam movie.
But my question is, what do you censor? Like, if you show a breast, you censor the nipple, and we're fine, right? What do you censor on this? Because the legs are disgusting, the eyes are disgusting, right? Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. You can't censor anything. It's just one big blur.
Yeah. And then you see the blur and you go, well, that's definitely something I don't want to see.
Yeah.
But
I shut my eyes really quick and I run out of the room.
Then again, if it's the blur and you recognize the blur as this, but then every time you see blurs, you'll be terrified. And if your glasses are dirty, you'll freak out. You know?
Oh yeah.
David said they should put maybe a trigger warning on a billboard.
How would they put a trigger? I guess if it's like nowadays with the billboards in Times Square, it's all like a screen. So you would flash
content warning. Yeah. David said Wes Craven was the greatest guy, like an old, intelligent, less hating RJ. Me, I have certain animosity. I'm sure like Wes Craven never said fuck Stanley Tucci before. You know?
I mean, we don't know behind closed doors, you know? So
sure, but I really came out with it. I was like, the world needs to know. Fun spoiler that I got from David about the new Scream. He's very loud in it.
Oh,
yeah, he's
nice.
and that's a spoiler for most of David's films. I've never heard a normal volume line reading from him. Oh, Ref as Wizard says, happy birthday, buddy. Are you familiar with Refs as Wizards, the Instagram account?
I am not, no.
Well, okay, like a wrestling referee, they do a lot of dramatic pointing, hand gestures, and this guy will Photoshop lasers on their fingers.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Better than laser cats.
Right. MJ Fury said, are you going to sign with WWE? But then Lav Fro said, more importantly, are you going to sing with WWE? I have already sung. Have you sung on any of the programming?
No.
No.
I have not. No. I haven't sang on the bump or the ultimate.
No. I think you can maybe get away with like 10 seconds. You can at least sing like their songs. You know?
Really? Or is it still a copyright on their songs, on their own network?
It depends. There's some songs where you're like, definitely, I think Shawn Michaels' song, you can like all clear. You know, it was written by Jimmy Hart. They've used it for like 30 years. I think we're fine. Blue Meanie said, I was writing with William Regal in Memphis for WWE. And Regal said, you know what movie I just saw that was really good? Ready to Rumble. And then I assume Meanie and Regal laughed and laughed and laughed all the way out of Tennessee, much like Queen just did. My thing is, David, and I will continue to remind people, isn't even the star of the movie.
No.
It's Oliver Platt. And Oliver Platt really made a clean break with the wrestling business after that film. You know?
I was like confused with that. Not confused with that film. I didn't really grow up watching WCW.
Right.
It was on in my brother's room, and I was never allowed in his room. So watching it now that I was older, I'm like, wow, this is actually phenomenal, and it deserves more praise.
I guess. I mean, whatever. I think we're very, very forgiving. David said, RJ thinks I'm a loud actor as he screams at us from a sauna. David screams. He screams and screams a lot. And that's really what he's known for.
Maybe you should ghost face him and never talk to him ever again.
Yeah, I know. I think I would just, if there's a movie where it requires him to whisper, then I go, we're getting into SAG Award territory. It's
possibly A Quiet Place 3.
Perhaps he would be dead immediately. Dion said, my favorite David Arquette movie is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I will also say it's kind of inaccurate to call it a David Arquette movie,
What's your favorite David Arquette film?
There's one he wrote and directed and starred in called The Tripper. And it's a horror movie. It's a slasher, and it's actually very good. And I have to qualify that. Paul Rubens is also in it. It's good. That one is good. I will give him that one. Blue Meanie said David and Oliver Platt would clean up on the convention circuit for Ready to Rumble photo ops. I know.
Why haven't they done that already?
Because Oliver Platt is not interested. Oliver Platt and Scott Kahn, just like, we're done here. And what's the name of the other guy? The evil promoter who wore the Shawn Michaels hat. He's Italian. He was in The Matrix. He's in Sopranos. David, just give me 2 minutes and David will come back with the name. David did say, "Oh, thank you for the tripper compliment. So generous on your birthday." David said Vinny Pants, which is not his full name. It's like Vincent Pantoliano. I don't think his first name is Vinny. Joe Pantoliano. Jesus. Okay, that's how helpful David is. He was in the movie with the guy. He said, "What's his name?" It says Vinny Pants. The guy's name is Joe Pantoliano. Thanks for the help. So tell me about your coffee.
So I'm still using the K-Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I got the French press yesterday. It's okay. I take my coffee with milk, no sugar.
Oh, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you.
Thank you. And I have a David Bowie mug, and it is his face all around the mug with the classic lightning bolt, which is also my logo.
Yes, and obviously you're not concerned about being sued by the estate.
Well, they haven't discovered me yet, so
Like whatever. It's lightning. Grow up, guys. You didn't invent lightning.
exactly.
What is the size of the mug?
It's a pretty big mug. I think I'm not too sure actually. It's a tall mug.
Wide mouth?
No, not much of a wide mouth. Normal size mouth.
Like sometimes my mug, I don't know if you can see this Epcot mug, is very big. If I tip it more than 90 degrees, it will go like past my mouth and spill everywhere.
Your mug looks like a camper mug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is something you like throw change in and leave it at the front of your house. Eric Roberts says, "Hey David, why don't you come over and shotgun joints with me?" Oh yeah, were you here when David told that story? About
No, I was not.
Oh, that's how he met Eric Roberts. Eric Roberts just walked up to him and shotgunned, put his lips on David's lips, and exchanged smoke. And it was a different time. You know what I'm saying? Now I would not kiss Eric Roberts.
That's how I met one of my ex-girlfriends. So
Oh, please go on. Where were you? You were outside?
No, we were outside of a hardcore show, I believe.
Hardcore wrestling or hardcore music?
Music.
But both kind of shows have a similar level of like crowd BO, right?
I would say the wrestling crowd is a little bit more smellier than the concert crowd.
Because you think they're moving so much. The wrestling fans, I guess, sit and fester in it. And at least the hardcore with the dancing, I think they create more of a breeze. So sorry, you're at a show. It's inside.
I was at a show. It was inside, but there was a little patio space to smoke cigarettes. And I went to go smoke, but not a cigarette.
Right.
And this girl came up to me, my ex, and she was like, "Hey, do you want to smoke another joint?" Because I had just finished mine.
That's the first thing she ever said to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I knew of her. I knew of her friends. Like, I was in the vicinity of her friends. But that was probably the first time that we actually had a one-on-one conversation. And she was like, "Do you want to smoke some of my weed?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And she shotgunned me, and it was a lovely moment. I saw fireworks.
Yes.
And we dated for like 6 months.
Okay. I think that's like an appropriate amount of time for something that started with a shotgun. You know what I mean? I'd be like, and we were together for 8 years, and we'd be like, that's totally delusional. Like, for that firework, that was about 6 months worth. Good. That sounds like reasonable.
I was like 19, 20 or something. Yeah, so it was a reasonable time for me to take up that opportunity.
Yeah.
6 months.
Good. Well done. Because if you're like, oh, and now I'm 45 and we've been together for so long, I'm like, this sounds horrible. Andrew has a question for you. When are you going to be back on Quizzlemania?
I don't know when I'll be back on Quizzlemania, but tonight I will be on Whistle Talk for their Money in the Bank watch along. So stay tuned for that. That'll be fun.
And you do a lot of watching along of things.
I do a lot of watch alongs on my Twitch. On Mondays, we started watching Total Divas.
Yes.
I've never watched the show.
Right.
So it is a time capsule, to say the least. It is very much like early 2000s reality TV cringe.
Yes.
But it's very entertaining.
You know something? Do you ever remember? Can I ask how old you are?
I'm 29.
Okay, you might remember this. MTV had a reality show called That. It was like That 70s Show. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, and they lived in the house.
Yes, and the rules were like you have to stay to the time period, or else you are disqualified and you have to leave. It was like Survivor, but like you couldn't mention anything from now. And that was the only show, because I knew a couple producers of Big Brother Canada, and they were asked, like, are you interested? I'm like, absolutely not. Like, I feel like the producers would get rid of me immediately. And someone actually also asked me to be on the Canadian Bachelorette, I guess. I wouldn't even be a bachelor. I'd be like one of the guys. I'm like, I just couldn't mentally do it. But the 70s show was the only reality show I wanted to be on, because my grand scheme was all I would say is, hey, yowza. And I'd say it all the time. And I would win. I would just be the most annoying person. And anything I said would be, hey, and yowza. And that's it. And unfortunately, it only lasted the one season.
One season.
Yeah, which really, really threw a wrench in the works.
I was a pure MTV kid growing up, and I remember watching that show. I think it was on Mondays or Tuesdays.
Yeah.
It was on like after the Ashley Simpson show.
Right. Yes, this was a hell of a lineup. And now it's all really ridiculousness.
Yeah, and I think they also had a segment where they got the kids on TRL.
That makes sense. That would be a good spot. I vividly remember Raven and DDP on TRL. They did great. It was a good brawling, and Carson didn't know what to do. David said, RJ, do you like the dejected Corbin? I do. I think sometimes wrestling is either very happy or very angry, and I like when there is another emotion. And sadness is something I connect with. I think he's doing a great job looking very sad. And I like the hair. There's like not enough people in wrestling with that hair. So I like it.
With like mustard stain on his shirt too. Like,
Which
really
is
telling the story.
Yeah. Mustard stain. There are shirts I have. This ever happened to you? You'll put them away for months and months, and then you'll put them on and realize there's an immovable stain there.
Yeah. And then put it on, you're like, oh man, I got that stain on. I gotta get rid of that. And then you throw it back in your closet. And
yeah.
Get rid of
and then you're like, I will just wear this in private.
Yeah.
I love this shirt. The world hates the stain. I will not let the world see the stain. Blue Meanie said Baron Corbin is the lone wolf, but he spelled it Loan. And which also reminds me of an indie wrestling stable I heard of called the Lone Wolves. Hello? Can you hear me? Queen? Hello? 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 Did you hear me? Hello?
Okay.
Yes. It's okay. Did you hear what I said?
No, I did not.
Oh, there was an indie wrestling stable named the Lone Wolves. And it was a it was a pack of wolves who liked to be alone together.
Oh.
Yeah, it was cute. It was very sweet. It was very, very nice.
Yeah.
David Arquette said, his new gimmick is the immovable stain. And that's a great way to describe his tenacity. You know, it's a very, what is he still doing here kind of thing.
In like the entertainment industry, sports, and like in wrestling industry.
Isn't it the same? Isn't it the same shit at this juncture?
Yeah.
Leo said, do you remember that reality show where it was like a Western setup and the contestants were children? Are you thinking of Hey Dude, Leo? Because I can't think of another show like that.
Yeah, that sounds like Hey Dude.
Yeah, I was really I was into that. That felt like a real, it was a Nickelodeon show for slightly more boring children.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey Dude would come on, and that was the cue for me to turn off the TV.
Right.
The channel.
Because Salute Your Shorts was so wacky. And then Hey Dude was just we care about horses. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
You know, I did enjoy, I have a younger brother, and I did enjoy Face. Do you remember Face from Nick Jr.?
Yes, I do remember Face.
He was so pleasant, but then the shows they would put out, Little Bear and Franklin. Ugh. I years ago, a kid who went to the same high school I went to contacted me because they told some story about me. The teacher told some story and it was a wrestling thing. And so I ended up meeting the kid, and somebody was like, do you know what this kid does? He's the voice of Arthur. And I was like, you familiar with Arthur?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Hey, It's a Wonderful Kind of Day.
Yes.
Yes. So I was like, holy shit. And they're like, yeah. It's not a big deal. He's the 30th Arthur. Because when you're 11 or 12, and then once your voice goes, you're once it cracks, you're out as Arthur.
Wow.
Which is heartbreaking. You know what I mean?
It is heartbreaking.
It's just the cruelest. And Arthur never ages. And you just, this revolving door of people who voiced Arthur, which also, I've been around long enough now that I've heard Kermit's voice change at least 3 times.
It took me a while to spot the difference of Kermit's voice during The Muppet Show. I've been watching The Muppet Show on Disney Plus now.
Yes.
And then I watched the recent movie that came out.
Yes.
Yeah, so it took me a while to notice the difference.
Do you have a favorite guest so far?
Gilda Radner.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. I will also say Peter Sellers is amazing. Does not need to be that good for The Muppet Show. Who else is good? Zero Mostel was very good on the show.
I think that's the next episode for me.
Some people. So the thing is, they filmed it in England, so you can't get people who are anyone who's really popular and currently successful is not going to be hanging out in England with nothing to do. So that's why a lot of the people on the show were very past their prime, Ethel Merman and Milton Berle. Their careers are kind of done by this point. Done enough that they could blow a week in England.
I didn't know it was filmed in England.
Yes, which is why some of the celebrities are wow, why is this person here? It'll be Paul Williams, and you're the hell is this? And so some of them still have something to prove. It's let's show the world I've still got it. Because at this age, you're not allowed to do talk shows anymore. Ethel Merman was not appearing on The Tonight Show anymore. So they have something to prove. The Milton Berle episode is sentimental to me because I watched it a lot as a child. What else is good? The John Cleese episode is very good. And I think Vincent Price.
Yes, I was going to say, there's a Vincent Price episode that I really love.
Yeah.
And also a Steve Martin episode that I love as well.
The Steve Martin episode is great.
For the show.
Yes, because of that whole premise. And that's also the same episode where Statler and Waldorf do a number.
Yep.
They do the Varsity Drag. I watched that like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I want to watch this again. It's a wonderful puppetry. But do you have any favorite? How do I explain this? Do you have any favorite undercard Muppets?
Undercard Muppets. I mean, I really am a sucker for Beaker. Is he an undercard?
No, I would put him. No,
right?
Undercard is like, okay, I like Zelda Rose and her singing owl. Who else? I loved Marvin Suggs and his Muppaphones. They were like these little balls of fur, and he would whack them with a hammer, and they would make noise. Like he was I liked him because he was, a really, really horrible, evil, a real abusive person, and just he seemed like he captured these Muppaphones and forced them to perform.
Oh, what about the Uncle Deadly?
Uncle Deadly, I will give you as an undercard. Yes, he doesn't really appear that often. My favorite though is Wayne and Wanda. Are you familiar with them?
Wayne and Wanda.
Sam the Eagle will introduce them, and then they'll be like a singing duo. But before they can really start singing, like a set piece will fall, something bad will happen, and their songs always get canceled.
Cameron
Cameron,
have like a segment where they're on a boat.
yes, and then they drown.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, that's basically their act the whole time. Cameron said, "How high up on the card is Ralph?" Ralph. I feel like he's like he would maybe be like the GM. You know what I mean? Like that kind of role where he's there. He's not like too active. Like he's supporting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call him undercard. David, apropos of nothing, said, "I love the Blues Brothers, who were never on the Muppet Show, and quite frankly, I found that whole movie a little annoying."
I wasn't a fan of the Blues Brothers.
No.
I think, when I watched the movie, I was a fan of the cameos. That was it.
Wonderful cast all the way through. But in terms of them, and I actually just put on an episode of SNL where they were like, they came back as special guests, but they were also still in the cast. And it was just like, it was really stupid just for them to horribly sing other people's popular music. It was a lot. I wasn't really a fan.
I feel like back then SNL was a lot. But they were still like getting their groove.
But there was also a cool party vibe, which is like, half the selling point of that era. It was like it was a party, and then everyone happened to be funny,
Yeah.
Oh, David said, "Watch it again, numbskulls." David's doubling down on the Blues Brothers. We said nice things. I'm just not crazy about, Dan Aykroyd's really more into selling vodka and wine right now. Tequila. You ever see that? And the thing's like it's a skull.
Yeah.
What a weirdo.
Tequila?
Yeah, it's got to be a weird ghost guy. So
David, I will only watch it again if you follow me back on Twitter.
He's not going to read anything. It's just not worth anything. There's so many other people. Get Blue Meanie or somebody else. Get Nails in New York here. There's so many. You're wasting your time.
Nails follows me.
When I tweet him something, I will have to also like text it to him to make sure he sees it. That's how useless he is.
Oh, got it.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, Sass Transit said it's vodka. We sell it in our state store. And my suggestion to you, Sass, would be to move. Okay. All right. Nails, do you have anything you want to... Nails. Queen, do you have anything you want to plug? Do you want to plug your shorts? Did you sell out of your shorts?
I did sell out of my shorts, my Church of Joshi shorts. Yes, we had Minami Toyota shirts, crop tops, and shorts. We've completely sold out of them. But there may be something down the line. But yeah, you could follow us, Church of Joshi, on Twitter. It is a show on twitch.tv/KaylaVision, which actually airs in an hour and a half. We're airing at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and we are doing Dump Matsumoto today. And basically our show, we just cover Joshi wrestling. We watch old and new Joshi, and we don't know any Joshi. We're not experts, but we're all learning together.
And I once picked up Bull Nakano from the airport. So
did you really?
I did, yeah. She was SummerSlam weekend in Toronto, and she was so nice. She was so sweet and so nice and the best. She was delightful and still likes some of my Instagram pictures. Not all of them. I really have to work to get it, but it's there. She looks at them. Also, speaking of social media successes, David has informed me that he's followed you back. So really enjoy funny. That. Your work here is done. Great work. Okay, it was lovely speaking to you.
It was amazing speaking to you,
and
RJ. Happy birthday.
Thank you, and let me know how the coffee goes.
I will.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, generally speaking, that was the program. Nail said, RJ, do you love me? I'm trying the best I can. Daniel said, look at that. David Follower is such a nice Arquette, but he doesn't really go on Twitter that much. Daniel said, I'd hire Bull Nakano as a bodyguard. I agree. Austin said, Sunday. Let's hear it for the great RJ City. You make me sound like a circus act. Ref said, anyone catch know the Twitter handle? I can't remember. Oh my God. Queens completely left the spaces. Really just used me and discarded me. What a disgrace. Well, that was her, and this is me, and that's it. And we did run over. This is unusual. It's a wild time. Let's get a final look. I'm gonna have a nice afternoon cry, birthday-wise. You know that thing. Oh, the ravaged by age and time and all that shit. And in the meantime,
Happy birthday, Ajay! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you. Hong, hong, hong. Happy birthday to you. Hong, hong, hong. Happy birthday, dear RJ. Raul Julia. Happy birthday to you.
someone call the police.